Everybody, welcome back to another episode of PT Post Mortem. I'm one of your hosts, Swaggy, Dr. Kush. That's me. And right there is Mr. Doctor. What's going on, Doc?
I'm doing good. We are back with episode 19? 20? No, it's something like that.
We've done a lot of these.
We have done a lot of these. We keep going. We do. And
I'm fucking sick and tired of Doc at this point.
Oh, I'm getting tired of you. Don't worry about it.
We hate each other.
Apparently so. That's just going to be the running theme throughout this.
Me and Doc grappling match coming real soon.
That sounds fun.
I'm gonna win.
No, you won't. I've got no grappling experience, but I'm fully committed to winning. Fuck it. It's the one time I have confidence, and that's beating your scrawny ass.
Fucking get on with the show.
Yeah, alright. So, we had UFC 300. That was a good show. Yada, yada, yada. If you haven't seen it already, go watch that lot. Anyhow, we had PT 126 the week before, and we are back this week with PT 127, where the PS title is on the line. But before we get into that, let's go over the events of PT 126 2 weeks ago now. And that starts with Holdy versus Spectral Rush. That went to round 3 KO. I did watch all of these fights. It has been 2 weeks. I have yet. My memory may be a bit all over the place on them, so I can't exactly remember how it went. But Holdy coming out and getting a win on one of his first live cards is nice to see. The man's been a notorious nuisance, I think is the only way to describe it. But, I mean, when he does come out, he looks good. And on that show, he did look very good there, Swag.
Yeah, no, Holdy... See, Holdy's weird because Holdy got some bum tendencies, but he's starting to become solid. Yeah,
no, exactly. I mean, that's one of the big parts about when you see guys move from the unaired to the live card, is you start to see these, to quote you, bum tendencies turn into actual proper skills and IQ.
Yeah, you got a lot of bum tendencies.
Well, speaking of
bum tendencies,
well, IQ.
Were you about a roast?
No, we're not speaking of bum tendencies. I was going to go more towards the veteran side of the game, and that's Lilo and Hayat Stram with their fight. That got around 2 KO. Quite impressive performance there by Lilo. Then just going straight into...
I forgot Lilo made his return. Wasn't that his, technically his live card return?
Yeah, that was his live card return after... his stupidity. Let's put it that way. We'll just put it that way. Just absolute stupidity by Lilo. He seems to have learned his lesson, so now he's back in the fray. So far, he's looking good across the board.
Yeah, he definitely did it.
Following from that, though, you had Mix-Ups versus Reese. That was a round 2 submission. Always impressive to see.
Mix-Ups won?
Yeah, Mix-Ups won.
What's his record right now?
Let me have a look. On to the rankings I go. And Mix-Ups, his record is 3-1.
Not bad.
Not bad, yeah, for a man who, to quote you, had a horrid record coming into it. Then we had our first draw of the season with Hoo versus CV.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was a wild one. That was unreal, to be honest. I mean, it was back and forth across the board. Weren't expecting it to go that way, but apparently God had other intentions. Honestly, though, this night was a weird night of decisions.
How was
every decision was just weird.
Was that fight good?
Yeah, I remember correctly. It was pretty solid. It's back and forth. I mean, as shown by the fact he went to just so. I think round 1 was the make or break round. It could have gone either way, but I think CV scored more significant, but who got more damage in round 1, and then CV put it on later in the night, so it kind of went that way. Then you had MBK Hold Rock Hold versus EK Cheery. Now, this fight I do remember because Roger made a good point during this fight of Cheery was trying to brute force his attack for a lot of this fight. So this fight was more Cheery pushing forward and just really wanting to wail down Rockhold. And and Rockhold was able just to survive the onslaught and then put more damage later on in the round. And so from that, it just led to eventually Cheery getting KO'd.
Yeah, no, that's sounds like a crazy fight. A lot of pressure.
And then from one crazy fight, you go from a fighter who doesn't take a step forward.
Dave?
No.
Oh.
Bone doing work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did Bone win?
Yes.
Bone been flexing.
Bone went to a decision, surprisingly.
Oh.
Yep.
It's embarrassing.
It's Bone. I don't. Yeah, I'm going to show some shade here. I don't think this man could get a KO even if he tried. I'll be real. His play style is not conducive to getting KOs in any possible way. Is it a fair play style? Yes. Is it annoying playing style? Yes. Is it conducive to getting KOs? No. And so I think any of Bone's future performances on live cards is very possible him either getting KO'd or going to decision. Personally, I can see that very much happening, but maybe he has time to disprove me. It'll be interesting to see. From that, we go into a list of PS fights that were very much built around names already established within the division. And then you had guys who were up and coming. So the first one was Ripe versus Joby Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That ended with Joby Joe getting a good win in the second round. Always nice to see. And then the second fight here is Smudger versus Limitless. And then Smudger's lost by decision. I think it was a questionable decision because I remember Smudger DMing me after the fact going, what the fuck was this decision?
Ripe and Smudger lost?
Yep, Ripe and Smudger lost.
To noobs?
I wouldn't say noobs. They're untested names, although they got tested in PT 126.
I love Ripe. Ripe's my favorite. Ripe's one of my favorite fighters besides Frosty.
Mm-hmm. Do you just love gatekeepers?
Ripe's not a gatekeeper. Ripe just
has it. I swear you called Ripe a gatekeeper on multiple occasions.
I would never.
Was it Jay Diamond?
Someone. I called Trixie a gatekeeper. No, I called Trixie a gatekeeper.
Jesus.
I did not call Ripe a gatekeeper. Ripe will have his day. Every dog has his day, and Ripe is a dog. Smudger losing is kind of just like, I don't get it, but I don't.
Well, I did have a future DM off him, and it was kind of like he's going to take a break for a bit as well. So I don't expect to see Smudger around just for a bit more.
He's been saying that to me for the past 4 weeks, though.
And he's just continually fighting. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah.
I watched him fight in a tournament the other day too, in Rogers' tournament, and he looked really good up until he didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think one of the Smudger things is it's not necessarily consistency. It's just like for Smudger, his style is very much he has to always be on the ball. Other people can get away with having a couple off days, but if Smudger has an off day, he loses with the way he plays.
Yeah, exactly.
I have noticed that we have skipped over a fight, probably from the top of the prelims, and that is Vuk versus Lepo.
For good reason. Leave Lepo alone. I know what happened. Lepo got his ass beat. Just leave Lepo alone.
Leave Lepo alone. Okay.
We don't have to talk about that.
Okay.
Actually, Lepo just beat the shit out of me on unaired. Don't leave Lepo alone. Vuk beat the dog shit out of Lepo. Fuck beat the dog shit out
fuck
of him.
Lepo.
Fuck Lepo. Let's
Fuck's
go,
sake.
Vuk.
Such an idiot. Okay.
Fuck you, Lepo.
Your words, not mine. We had Chris versus EK Jiro. EK trying to make a push up into the higher parts of the rankings. Chris getting the win over that instead. It was a fun fight. Then we had...
Chris?
Yeah, NV Chris. Then we had Fad versus Ali 10DP.
Fad won?
Yep, round 3 decision, weirdly.
A round 3 decision.
Yeah.
Fad recently...
Second time I think they've gone to the decision.
Fad recently yelled at me and said that I was never a real Fadinator fan. And I just want to point out that I am still a Fadinator fan. He just let me down when he lost to Driz.
Even though you keep calling him Faddy the Laddie instead of Faddy the Baddie.
Faddy the Laddie, yeah, no, that's something that will stick till he gets that belt back.
Fair enough.
Which maybe will be soon.
Yeah, maybe. We have K1 Cooked versus Dave, which was the weirdest fight I've ever had, that I've ever watched in a co-main event.
GG's Cooked.
It was Nate Diaz versus Jack Della Molina, and Nate Diaz was shooting takedowns.
Who is Nick Diaz?
K1 Cooked.
Did Cooked win?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dave's
on his curse.
Yeah, Dave only lost one so far.
That's his second time.
That's second, yeah. So there's 3 more.
3 more losses to happen. And then we had our main event. Driz versus...
fight Dave right now.
Yeah, if you're in the PS division, you want to be fighting Dave to get that win streak, to get a couple more of those losses under, get a couple wins over him.
Not once he's 5-5 though.
You don't want to touch him, yeah, exactly. Then you had Driz versus Dex Primacy. Driz round 2 KO. First part of round 1 was a bit weird. Dex was towards the cage. He said he had a weird glitch with the massive amount of lag, which can happen on Xbox. UFC 5 can sometimes be weird, but then once they first started properly engaging, it was kind of the case that Driz was just out trading in a lot of cases and managed to secure the win that way.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, that was a rundown of 126. Any swag bag or scum buckets for that week?
No, we're gonna go big on for 420 card though. We're gonna go huge for the 420, or for you weirdos in England, 24. I don't know what that's all about, but the holiday is 420. I don't know how y'all calling it 24. However, it's fine. It's same thing.
Okay.
But I'll have rewards next week.
Well then, all that being said, we kind of blitzed through that entirely, but sometimes that's the way it goes. It was a while ago since that's happened. So we're going to go hell for leather on PT 127. I've just realised I don't actually have the picks of the main cards currently. So we won't be able to discuss that, but we do know the weight class. So we'll find out later. So, firstly, Trod Fend versus MG. Number 18, 1-0 versus number 20, 1-0.
That's a really interesting fight because I don't know the other guy. I only know MG, and MG throws a lot of jab straights. That's my breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, so my experience with Trod Fend, part of the K1 camp, he's actually pretty solid all round. I think he ended up on the live card last season, and so he was pretty solid there from what I saw. So I mean, he should be relatively good, and against someone like MG, if he can go 2-0 from that way, it's only going to be looked good. It is at flyweight, so maybe see a Pantoja pick by MG here.
Maybe. I don't feel Pantoja is the smartest pick in that weight class, so I feel like Brandon Moreno all around is better.
MG, though, I think, fought Smudger at flyweight and picked Pantoja.
Huh. That's when MG beat Smudge, no?
Yeah, that's when MG beat Smudger. Because Pantoja's got that, like, Celtic cross straight that tracks really well on ducks.
Yeah. Shit, yeah, no, I could see a Pantoja pick.
Or Brandon Royale if you're looking for really long picks.
What's the next fight?
Reese versus FSK Nazanim.
Wasn't Nazanim just BFAP?
Yeah, he changed a bit ago.
Oh yeah, I do remember us talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
What's Nasdim's record right now?
1-0, ranked 25. Reese's ranked 17, 2-1 on a -1.
Oh, Reese lost last week. I could see Nasdim
Yeah, to
coming
mix
in.
up.
Nasdim gonna try to take a body.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nasdim needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But Reese needs to get back in the win column. I think this one's gonna be a banger to pretty much start off the night.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. First fight on Xbox can definitely be. It's Reese's got an uphill battle to do. The betting favourite here is Nazim by quite a significant margin, but that's not to say Nazim won't face adversity in the fight. That's going to be at lightweight, so that's definitely going to be like a more boxing orientated brawl. Following that, you got EK Giro versus STK Mad Dog at welterweight. Now that fight I do expect to be an utter brawl, like possible fight of the night. I feel like.
So I'm teammates with Mad Dog.
Oh no, it's not Mad Dog.
Yeah,
Mad Dog pulled out. It's EK Cherry.
beats me. I was gonna say Mad Dog was gonna whoop his ass.
So, and you haven't got a single clue.
Cherry fought last week. Like
Mm-hmm.
the thing about Cherry's a new fighter, right?
Yeah, relatively new to the scene, I would argue. He's still trying to make his name for himself properly. Same with Jiro, to be honest. Both of these guys part of that EK camp, but I think they've been in there for a while, but haven't necessarily competed anywhere, to be honest.
I like that. I like that. Usually when we have a fight of people from the same camp, it's a good fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. KM Basic versus EK Warrior?
Oh, come on. Warrior's the man. Warrior's name is Warrior for a reason. Like Warrior's the absolute dog. I don't see Warrior losing that. I don't see any world where Warrior even comes close.
Basic's been getting better though. I mean, he's definitely shown potential over the last few weeks.
Nah, he has.
Like,
but
compared to where he used to be, especially back in where UFC 4.
Yeah, but Warrior's only been improving too, and there's levels to this.
I mean, Warrior is a top 5 guy, so to see him currently at that 2-1 kind of level is interesting to see. From that fight, we kick over to PS, where we have K1 Futura versus Eagle MMA.
My boy Eagle. Listen. Here's the thing about Eagle. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
But he's fucking dumb.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's
completely
correct,
good.
To be honest.
He's really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
So only he can get away with this dumb shit. But he does so much dumb shit, like coming out with Damian Maia and just striking.
Yeah, I mean, I respect it, but it is insane.
No, I respect it too. And like anybody else, like if I tried to do that bullshit, I would have been KO'd first round.
Mm-hmm.
But Eagle went like all 3 rounds. Like,
yeah,
Eagle
he went.
That fight.
Yeah.
He rocked them a couple of times.
Yeah, he looked good. He was out striking him in a lot of cases, but then he just didn't bother to do anything afterwards.
He lost. And I think that Eagle has a good chance here to win. But I do think he's definitely going to do some dumb shit, and that may cost him.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to do, but it's going to be stupid.
Very possible. Will featuring or will Eagle do dumb shit? Find out at PT 127. And then we had our featured prelim, which is Ripe versus K1 Muay Thai Jesus. Which I must admit, I love the name Muay Thai Jesus. I expect clinch needs galore, to be honest.
Ripe won. I mean, Ripe's gonna win.
Ripe's gonna win. Yeah. It'll be an interesting fight. Both of them at that 2-1 point. Jesus is on a +1. Ripe's on a -1. That's gonna be middleweight. So maybe Lyoto for Jesus. Maybe. I feel like it should be Lyoto. He seems like the most Muay Thai guy there outside of what?
Dude, this guy might be a wrestler. Like, you don't even know.
If you call yourself Muay Thai Jesus, I expect knees galore. I expect knee elbows. If knee elbows were still viable in the game, I expect you to be like Rowdy Savage type levels of knees. Or pity you.
Said Rowdy Savage and pit you.
I'm just saying, if you call yourself Muay Thai Jesus, I really expect that level in the elbows.
I hope not.
Would be fun to see.
Like, it's Ripe on the other side. I want Ripe to win.
Yeah, well, okay. If it is if it is that, I would feel extremely sad for Ripe. But I feel like Ripe's capable enough to fire a hook over the top of it and kill the man anyway. So you sign.
Nah. Yeah, Ripe will be okay.
So we got our main card. Trixie versus Kieran Crow.
Here's the thing.
Oh God.
Here's the thing, and
God.
I fucking love Trixie. All right, Trixie.
If you're gonna say he's about to lose, please shut up.
Trixie is incredible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Incredible what he's done for the esports scene of UFC and just for primetime in general, right? But I really think it's the Kieran Crow era, and there's a chance that Kieran Crow is gonna win this fight aggressively and well, and make it up in the ranking. I do believe
Kieran Crow, in my opinion, has got a similar style to a lot of fighters you see. Lilo, Bossman, and then you see developments of that style in people like Fad and Driz. And I think with that being said, Trixie's the exact opposite of what Kieran wants to be fighting because of that. Because that style is a style that Trixie across the board has fought consistently. And so for Kieran, it makes it a very dangerous matchup in that regard. So as much as you may say that Kieran may be Kieran Crow's era and the fact he's the new gen coming up and building up, I'm still of the opinion that Trixie has still got enough footing in the game where that type of style is still naturally beatable for him.
Listen, I already said this. I already said Trixie was good.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I think Kieran Crow might be better.
Well, we'll find out.
And I have to just find out.
Yeah. A lot of this card, it's like, it could go either way. We'll just have to find out.
I'm always right. Remember that.
I make no comment. I make zero comment.
Remember that. I'm always right. I've never been wrong.
Well, from one possible fight of the night, that's definitely on top for me in terms of fight night. You go to Dex Primacy versus Holdings making his main card debut.
Bro, you gave Holdy Dex. You are making Holdy fight Dex.
Holdy was so can I point out that Holdy was either going to fight Dex or Trixie?
Oh no, not okay, so you made the better decision for Holdy.
Because so Kieran Crow has the exact same record as Holdy. It's 3-1 +2, and Dex and Trixie are on the same record of 3-1 -1. Just so happens that Dex is 6, Trixie is 7, and Holdy is 10, and Kieran is 11.
Doc loves Holdy, and I don't think Holdy wins.
Play the clip of how I introduced him from last card, but okay.
I don't think Holdy wins this fight. I think Dex is just too good for him. I think Dex is just on another level than compared to Holdy. Dex isn't at the highest level. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Dex, but he's the higher than Holdy.
Mm-hmm.
Holdy's getting there. Holdy makes improvements every time we see him. Just he's not him yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's Holdy's got a lot of potential. He's getting there. He's building his name up. He's looking better and better each week. someone like Dex is really going to test that skill. It's going to really show if he's able to stand at that level or if he needs to have a few more fights between the ranks of 10 and 15 to really start building up his roster here. And then maybe later in the season, he can then start going for those top 5 positions. This is kind of a fight where it's going to dictate whether or not Holdy's going to be looking at a number 1 contention within the next couple of cars, or he's going to be instead fighting for that 10th spot place, give or take, for the time being.
Yeah. I believe in him. I don't know. This is a tough fight for him.
So the next fight is a guy who we saw fight Dave last week. K1 Cooked versus WR Vuck. So Cooked is in rank number 2 on a 3-0. Vuck's 3-1 on a +1. Cook showed some fantastic wrestling last week, and now he gets properly tested by one of the best wrestlers within the division.
Buck's on like a revenge tour right now. Vuck is really mad that he lost that belt in the GP. And Vuck has been vucking everybody up everywhere else. Like I've been seeing in other Discords, people mad about running into Vuck because he's just more aggressive than usual, or things like this. And I'm seeing all this stuff, right? He is on.
Vuck is pissed and he wants the belt.
Absolute revenge tour, and he wants his belt back. I feel bad for Cooked. I wouldn't want to fight Vuck right now. I would not want to fight Vuck on this entire run. Vuck is going to. Vuck is going to get on top of you and just smash until you're out.
Yeah, no, that's extremely possible here. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes, I think, is arguably the simplest way I say it, because, I mean, both these guys have shown good grappling. Vuck's the more veteran of the game. Cooked still making his name at 3-0, so either way, it's going to be interesting. What's going to be really interesting is how the bottom game of there compares. That's going to be the main style here, is seeing how each other's bottom game will do and if it's effective or not.
You can compare the two. There's just gonna be one better than the other.
Yeah, fair enough. And then we have Dave versus K1 You're a Bum. Genuinely, that's his name. K1 You're a Bum. Which is really fun in conversations because, like, you just have to jot down the name Bum and then put dash yes. And so it's completely... And, like, when you're wrangling and you're trying to find a replacement, because we were looking at doing a possible replacement at PT126, it's a really fun conversation when get this Bum guy in and stuff. Yeah.
That's fucking hysterical.
It's a good name. I mean, it's a dumb name, but it's a good name.
You're a Bum's gonna win because Dave got a couple more fights.
Yeah, Dave's got he's cursed to see all the way through.
5-5, yeah.
He's on -2. He's got another 3 to go. He's still a ranked number 1, so he could easily stay in the top 15 till he's 5-5, which would be fun.
Yeah, nah. If he were to like come back from this, I'd be impressed.
I'll be impressed as well. Our co-main event though is a number 1 contender. Fadinator versus Lilo. Both of them on a +3. Fad 5-1. Lilo's 3-0. Rank number 1 versus rank number 3. This is in the featherweight division.
I like this fight.
I do as well.
Fatty the Laddie got like he can run through Lilo here, but Lilo can prove that he's that guy.
I agree. I mean, so one of the biggest things I've seen from Lilo is his body work is really good. But I'm a bit scared for it when he's fighting someone like Fad, who will have that type of timing, which is going to make Lilo's life extremely difficult, because Lilo sets a really high pace, And from that high
Mhm.
pace is going to lead to a lot of difficulties, I feel like, when it comes to stamina. Because I feel like Fad's going to be able to give as good as Lilo gets, but Lilo's not going to be able to land the key shots that are going to keep him ahead in the game from setting at a high pace.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah, that fight's going to probably only go, what, a round and a half max?
We'll see. It's gonna be a good one, though.
It's going to be a good one. And then we get to our main event. Naz versus K1 Limitless. Limitless beating Smudger last week. Now going to 3-0, and that's going to be in the welterweight division. I have not got the picks on me, annoyingly. Yeah, I don't think I've got the picks on me, which is kind of annoying. But hey, sometimes that's the way it happens. So here we got Naz or K1 Limitless.
I don't want to be that guy that every time Naz tries to defend his belt, I say he loses. Like, I really don't want to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I generally, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, Naz was kind of like, Naz didn't have a clue who this guy was.
I don't think Limitless can beat Naz.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see him beat Naz.
What does Naz do to you?
It's nothing against Naz. I like Naz. I've been trying to wrestle Naz. I want to go to UK and wrestle Naz. He don't want the smoke. I understand. I'd be scared of me too. But the thing is,
You're trying to defend something. I don't even know what you're trying to defend.
See, all of the PT champions, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I like Naz. I don't love him. I like him, right? And I just feel like he's just not, he's more of a heel than which is his whole gimmick. He's like Roman Reigns, and everybody was glad when Roman Reigns lost, right? I'm gonna make some wrestling references, and we just need a Cody to come in and finish their story early. We don't need a long reign. We don't need no long 2-month belt holding, all these defenses. If he beats Limitless, I want to see him lose next week. Like that. Like no hate. No hate.
If he beats Limitless, I want to see him lose next week. That is a sentiment. That is definitely 110% a type of sentiment. Congratulations.
If he wins next week, y'all know what I want the following week. Like, come on. Okay, fine. I'm a hater.
You're a hater, and you just respect that. Yeah, the fact you're honest about that is just like 10 times better than most.
And honestly, I'm just gonna keep hating.
Fair enough.
Let's go, Limitless. Do your thing. You better be working hard this week. I'm gonna DM him and see who he's sparring with. I'm gonna get him good. I'm gonna make sure he's K1. They're solid, but there's
a shit ton of K1 members, like an utter shit ton. There are so many of them. It's like mental.
He better be sparring, Doc.
You would hope so. I mean, I imagine he would be. I mean, he's got to this position now. He beat Smudger, so he's definitely capable of beating someone like Naz. I mean, I know Smudger, historically, Smudger and Naz have avoided each other because of, from what was kind of suggested, although never confirmed, Smudger would typically beat Naz. So, I mean, if you're able to beat, by the means of MMA mouse, you're able to beat Smudger, you should be able to beat Naz. But
Naz beat Smudger in the G.
And that as well. Although I think during that fight, neither of them were particularly keen on the weight class, weirdly. Way back in the GP. So it's one of those weird ones. You never see that.
Yeah. I do think a rematch would do us all justice. But
Smudger's currently out of the picture, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, it'll be an interesting fight. It's going to be interesting to see how the divisions continue to evolve and change. There's some fights that are very much looking for new names to be brought up into it. I'm thinking of Muay Thai Jesus, or maybe Kane Basic. And then you got Reese in the Naslin fight. You got other established names looking to hold on to that.
You're a bum.
And you're a bum, yes.
There are bums next up.
And then you also got Trixie and Dex looking to fight the new up-and-comers coming off, and then Avuk seeming to test one of the newest names in the PS division of K1 Cooked. But with all that being said, Hank, who's going to be your fight of the night?
Lilo versus Fad.
Lilo. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty solid one. That's going to be a round and a half of an all-out war. I think it's a fair enough establishment. And so, fairly short. We did skim through quite a lot of PT126, mainly due to memory and the rest of it. We have had further discussions on PT127. We will be back next week for the rundown of the results of PT127 and a look at the latest card from that point of PT128. But with all that being said, this is where we draw an end to a close. I've been your host, Doctor. If you like what you heard from Dr. Swaggy Kush, check him out with his own podcast on his YouTube channel, and he also streams on Twitch on a near daily basis. Anything else you want to add?
Saturday before the PT show starts, I will be hosting my annual 420 Swaggy tournament live on my Twitch stream. We will have some voices of the PT Octagon, like myself, Jay Dime, Lucky will be there, and we'll be hanging, and it's gonna be a lot of firefighters. You know, there's some killers that you'll recognize. There's some killers you might not recognize. And YouTube's favorite UFC content creator, Nabality's fighting. So yeah, see y'all Saturday.
Yeah,
on 420, or for you Brits, 24.
Jesus. Well then, with all that being said, go watch his stuff. By the sounds of it, our Saturday is filled with action packs on Swaggy's 420 showcase tournament thingy, to PT127 with the main event of Naz versus K1 Limiters that will be starting at 8:30 BST, 3:30 Eastern. And with that said, have a good night. Adios.
Yes. All right.